Howdy, 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 people of Twitch. We are with Ray from Rich Kid Problems. How we doing?
Hey!
The Team America secret signal right there. So.
Yeah, or the Muppets if you're as old as me and remember that show.
You got a full-on Kermit going on there.
Yeah.
Which, like, we can't see your Kermit, Jim. It's good. It's all good. Keep your Kermit in your pants. Come on now.
Is that another word for penis? Is it or like?
No, I just made that up on the spot.
Just made that up.
I'm just that funny. But we have a lady present, Jim, so we got to mind our P's and Q's this week.
yeah, but it's punk. You can't be in a punk band and not be fucking rude.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's loads of attitude behind that as well. So.
Okay, right. Is this true, Ray? Can you testify to this?
Yeah, being the only girl in the band, I've kind of got used to it. I've seen things I never want to see again. I'll be honest.
It takes some balls to be in a band.
Yeah.
No, you kind of have to make up for not having any, I suppose.
Oh, there you go. Ray's
Yeah.
You don't have to have balls to be in a band. There you go. Here we go, guys. We've got this. So we fixed this.
Metaphorically.
So how are things going with Rich Kid Problems at the minute? Are you guys like back rehearsing now, or?
Yeah, so we've just got back rehearsing. We've got something like 8 or 12 gigs booked for the next month, 2 months, something like that.
Wow, that's loads.
Yeah,
loads.
We're trying to get as many as we can. Keep bullying people into letting us play.
Do it. Keep bullying them.
Oh, that's where we go wrong. We don't bully people. We haven't got big enough balls to do that.
Oh no. Yeah, you got to.
We've only got a couple, I think, haven't we?
3.
Oh, actually, there was 5, but 3 of them aren't actually confirmed yet. So that's. I hate that. I want to tell everyone where.
I hate the non-confirmed ones. Yeah.
So frustrating. Do you handle like a lot of like booking the gigs, Ray, or is that kind of like a team effort with the band? Or?
So for the past, how long have we been together? 5 years. I've been doing the kind of management, booking, promoting side, all the marketing. The others are useless. I'll be honest.
I hope they're not watching.
I hope they are watching. Give them a kick up the arse, honestly.
Oh wow! Like, I know you crack the whip. I'm digging that.
Yeah.
Do you want to join our band?
Can you play bass?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect then.
Girls usually end up on the bass, don't they? For some reason.
Yeah.
Rhythm bass players.
It really, really annoys me. That does.
Yeah.
Why? Why does it annoy you, Jim?
Well, because it's like, it's just one of those things where, like, why does the girl always end up on a bass? There's fucking great drummers. There's great fucking guitarists.
There's a really good female drummer in our area called Lydia, and she's really good. Yeah.
Lydia. Oh man, like there's loads. Like I on Instagram there was like specifically like an Instagram page for female drummers, and and I followed it, and it's like honestly, like the chicks on there, man, are insane. They're like so much better than me, and you know, and like it's always that thing of like, and I definitely like, wanted to bring this up a bit and like kind of go into like how like the sexist kind of world of music and kind of certainly something like you must face like all the time. But definitely like I remember like growing up, and there was like 1 maybe 2 female drummers that I could think of, like Sheila E, obviously Meg White, and Cindy Blackman. Like they're like the only ones I could really think of. Whereas now there's a slew of like amazing female drummers, and it's like so cool that for me, like the musical kind of balance has gone from not being as kind of male dominated, and you're finding like these fantastic like female musicians coming through as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people. I went to a concert a couple years back, and it was for my partner's Christmas gift. So it was Miles Kane and the Cortinas.
Cool.
And Miles Kane had this female drummer, and she was like the best drummer I've ever seen live out of every band I've seen. She just did a drum solo for like 7 minutes straight, and I was like, gobsmacked. She was so good. I can't remember her name, but she was absolutely mental.
Yeah, let's say there's so many out there, like so many good. And I always think like, especially with drums as well, where they're kind of not kind of picked out as like a female orientated instrument, you know, because
yeah,
just kind of like gender wise, you know, ladies sort of more petite and kind of don't have like the muscle mass, and kind of you think of the drums as
Yeah.
this, these kind of gorilla type people just banging away. So with the cymbals, so it's cool. Like just for me, it was like that was super cool. Like seeing the Instagram thing and how like for me the stigma of the instrument just isn't necessarily there anymore.
No, I think we are definitely getting away from that nowadays, aren't we? So that's a cool thing.
So like the kind of something I wanted to ask Ray was, how do you find like being obviously a front person of a band and like being female? Do you ever come across like any kind of like stigmatism?
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of like we're being given advice where it's like, oh, sexualize myself so we can sell more.
Yeah.
I've had a few things where I've had a few arguments with some guys. The first time I remember it, I was like 14. I was like really young. And we came off stage and this old dude, he came up and he said, "You're a good singer, but for a girl." And I remember it got me so mad. I was like, well, at least I'm not balding. And I walked off and I started kicking off.
Zinged him back. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get it a lot. There's a lot of it's mainly the older generation. I'll be honest. It's not really anyone my age. But yeah, you get some.
Yeah. I bet a lot of them. Like I say, it was definitely something like like we've not really had like many females on this. We had Ward 16 last week. We've got like a female front person. I didn't really get a chance to like talk to her about it, but it always kind of amazes me, and I think it's because today's society now is so much better at like keeping things more equal. Like we see it with the Black Lives Matter thing, and kind of the anti-racism, and I think it's so great that like as you say the issue is the older generation, but the generation like coming through like younger than us, like they're well educated, and by the time that they kind of we get to move on the generations, like they're going to come through, and there's like this whole prejudice thing is just something that hopefully won't kind of scar the planet as much as it does now.
You need thick skin, and you've got to be able to you got to be able to dish it out as well. My band, I think it was beginning of 2020, we did a battle of the bands, and it came up to us against this other local musician called Grace Monaco, and she's really talented. Like, I'm not gonna slate her on anything, but I remember being sat down by the guy running it, and I had just come from work, so I was sweaty, I was in jeans and just normal clothes, and it was like, "You're good, but Grace is nicer to look at." So that's why she and that there was like, that's why we're gonna give her the festival spot, because she has this very kind of animated outfit. She wears a really nice blonde wig and skirts and stuff, and she's really talented. But yeah, he said that, and like, right, okay, walked away, and it like proper messed me up, because I was like, that's no one's ever said that, and I was just so disgusted by it. We didn't go back to that venue because of it, because they were so rude.
No, good for you.
It's
good
at
for
that point where you should get your guitar and fucking kneecap them.
Yeah, no, he didn't look good himself. He had like a big belly. His hairline was receding. He didn't look good himself.
There's some prejudice against receding hairlines here.
Oh man.
I think actually mine's sort of going now.
It's an easy insult.
Yeah, and he's already insulted the older generation and saying that we're like anti-female.
But gonna draw some.
It's not the baby boomers.
Yeah. But I mean, I kind of I understand about like people that say, "Oh, I think it's mostly the older generation," because back when I was a teenager, there just weren't any women singing, screaming hardcore death metal stuff, and we were kind of under the impression that the man's voice box is the kind of voice box to do that. But I've certainly been proved wrong over the years. There's a band that I've gigged with quite a bit called Impavidus or Impavidus. I can't even pronounce the name properly, but the singer of that is just absolutely brutal. And I don't know if you've heard of a band called Carcass. but she sounds exactly like the singer from Carcass, and it's like,
Oh,
wow,
wow.
Yeah.
she's absolutely brilliant and a really nice person too as well. So it is something that kind of opens up the older generation's eyes, and they can't. I
Yeah.
think they can't quite believe it.
Yeah.
That so many women now do have the power to go, fuck you, if I want to be in a band, I will.
Yeah.
Whereas perhaps in the 80s, 90s, it was all governed by the record labels as to what happened, and
Yeah.
those sort of bands were kind of formulated, and to some degree they are now. And like Sean said, we haven't had many women on this show throughout the whole thing, and yeah, I find that disappointing, really,
Yeah.
that more people don't come forward and go, right, I'm owning this shit. So,
Have you heard
so I'm
of
glad to have you here.
the new band called Tramp Stamps?
Tramp Stamps.
So they came on social media. They're a punk revival band, but they're like an industry planted band. Like, it's very easy to tell, and everyone, it's on like TikTok and stuff like that. Everyone who sees them just hates them
Really?
because they're not standing for any like real punk like movements or anything, and they're very like hating of men and stuff like that. They're like a very big industry planted band,
Yeah.
So everyone's and it's sad because it's an all girl band, and if that was a different situation, like an all girl punk band came up and they were getting big, it'd be something really cool to see.
Yeah,
But because it's planted, it's one of you can't really get behind it. It's got no real story behind it.
Yeah, it's very plastic and very
Yeah.
as you say, it's formulated, which is bullshit. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, as Cameron's just said in the chat, shouldn't matter what sex you are. If you're talented, you're talented, and and this is the truth. So, but I mean, tell us a bit about like Rich Kid Problems. How did you guys get together? Like, how did you end up in the band?
So I was in a different band. I was in a classic rock band, and I was friends with my guitarist Nathan. So that band was called Valoria. We did one gig, and then we split up and we did a farewell gig that no one came to. And our set list was A Whole Lot of Love, Seven Nation Army, and Holiday by Green Day, which I wouldn't say is classic rock, but that was our set list. And then so we went to practice, and I was hanging out with Nathan, and he started playing Misery Business by Paramore, and I was like, oh, I love that song, we should make a band, like, as a joke. And then the next day he kind of just made everything for the band. He was like, okay, here we are. We were originally called High Expectations, but then the name changed to an inside joke between us all for Rich Kid Problems, and then it's kind of stuck.
Okay, right. What's are you allowed to share the in-joke with us, or?
Nah,
No?
it ruins the story, yeah. No, but we've had a few people come and go, but yeah, me and Nathan are the only like remaining founding members. But now we've got myself, Nathan on guitar, Adam on guitar, Ellis on bass, and Mark on drums. So it's good. It's like a production.
Yeah. Do you find like you and Nathan then like you've kind of got like the chemistry, like the working chemistry of music? Then is this, and that's how like you two have stayed as the core?
Yeah. So we have this great thing where when it comes to songwriting, I'm very bossy. So we were practicing on Thursday, and he was going around with chords, and I really liked them, so I was like, right, carry on doing that. And then he changed it, and I was like, no, that's awful, stop it. I was like, go back to what it was. And then he kept wanting to add more, and I was like, no, it's got to be this. I had it all in my head. So we have this really fun thing where he can play something, and I'll just sprout random shit as like standing lyrics, and then we just do that over and over, and we can make a song in a couple hours. I find it harder to do it when they send me a track and I've got no one to like bounce it off.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's better when we get songs like that because it's quite fun.
Yeah.
I usually kind of just I'll come up with a chorus, first,
Yeah.
because Camille writes really good melody lines. So I'll come up with the chorus first, and then I'll do like what you say, and just sing, lemons and porcupines and stuff.
Yeah.
Try and get the pattern, and then the words come afterwards. That's how I write. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can get the melody by just saying random words.
Yeah.
And it works. It's definitely fun for ourselves.
Yeah, I think I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think like a lot of vocalists do that. I was listening to Anthony Kiedis talking about Stadium Arcadium, and he said a lot of the time he would they would just mumble words and mumble the melody, and like you say, just say words, and like something will just come out,
Yeah.
You just never took them off the album at the end.
See, we actually did that for our one of our latest singles. We were just practicing. Me and Nathan was practicing in a place called More Music Station, and it was going around these chords, and I was just messing around, and then it came to us finishing the song, and I was like, I don't want to change the words. I was like, I like these. It's called Karen, Come Back, I Miss the Kids. It's just it's a mental song. There's a whole part where I just rant about each gig. It's a different rant, screaming about Karen being a bitch or just it's mental. But we kept those lyrics in. There's a lyric where it's like I've got the beans and I got the toast. No, it's not gluten free. What the fuck is gluten free? And that's like the whole verse.
I like it.
We just kept it in because it was fun and it was like funny for us. No one else finds it funny when we play it, but we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to have those in jokes and the stuff that makes it interesting, right? So, I mean, there's a lyric in Polaris. When I very first joined Hedra, I used to play Polaris on my live stream on Twitch, and Jim, what's the lyric? The meat and the feet.
Oh,
yeah, but
taking meat from your feet, still bleeding.
Yeah, there you go. But like people used to pop up on my Twitch when I was playing that song and be like, "Hey, it's the Feet Meat song!" Like, and I was like, so people just used to love that for some reason. I don't know.
There's some songs that have really cool lyrics, like "Never Fight a Man with a Perm" by Idols. The lyrics, "Me on my roid, you look like a walking thyroid." Classic. It's just amazing, and it's on like the radio. It's like, okay.
It just works. Like, and if it works, it works, and that's all that matters, right? So.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just the best ones when you go, so yeah, what's that song actually about?
Yeah, what was that song? There was a song in the 80s that went hot dog, jumping frog.
Cookie. That one, yeah.
I wasn't born then. I can't relate.
And it was like,
whoa.
That was like a
make fun of my receding hairline and make me feel old. Come on, man.
And I think that was written from just like going into the rehearsal room and just spouting a load of bollocks, and they just never changed it, and it fucking made them fucking famous.
Yeah, I know. Still hear that motherfucker on the radio. Terrible.
Yeah, it's still on there, still on the radio. We're not. Maybe the meat feet thing will be.
The meaty feet. You need to get your meaty feet on the radio.
You just need to adapt it.
There's another lyric in that song as well that was like a bit weird. Oh, weird.
All my lyrics are weird.
Jim, you're just weird.
Yeah. But if you look deep into them, they sort of make sense. But yeah, I'm a little bit quizzical. Well, like for example, the taking meat from your feet means like the government aren't giving us a chance. They're just basically stripping us before we've even started to walk.
So the government are licking your meat.
But it's
sending council workers in your house, just going through your fridge.
It's just an analogy of the situations that we're in at the minute, really.
Yeah.
I get that. I do get that. So are you guys working on new music at the minute, Ray? Or?
Yeah, we're working on an album. I don't actually know the name of the album. We had a name, but I think Ellis was like, "That's a shit name," so we've had to change it.
Admire his honesty.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's
Change it to meaty feet.
Meaty feet.
Yeah, no, Ellis is one of those guys where he's in our soul, but he's like our soul, like he's a dick to everyone, but like he's a lovable dick, you know.
I don't know. I don't
So
love dick.
yeah, no,
Got one
we've
back.
got a song called. We've got a song coming out called "I Don't Want to Be Alone," which is pretty funky. I'm excited. It's just one of those ones where it's like a lyric throw up like just random words together. But I really like the chorus of it. It's something you can dance to. So we got
Is
that.
it
We've
funky?
yeah, it's
Quite
funky.
like
It's
the bass.
yeah. Well,
Oh, cool.
the thing is, as a bassist, Ellis is, I think, he's incredible. I won't tell him to his face because he'll get an ego. But he
You say he's a
knows it.
dick,
He
right?
knows he's
He'll
good.
watch it back now, though, won't he? He'll watch it back and see if,
I
see if
won't
you
let him
spoke
watch.
about me.
We can cut this bit out, Jim. It's
Well,
cool.
yeah. We met in college, me and Ellis, and we're on the music course. And he had just done "Love Will Tear Us Apart" on bass. And I remember going up to him and I went, "You're really good at bass. We should collab on something sometime." And he just went, "All right," and he walked off. And he didn't talk to me. And I was like, "Okay, dickhead." I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you." I was well mad. But now we're like, now he's in the band. So
Now it's it. You're bros. So,
yeah.
that's funny. I think like we've all had that like musically. Obviously Jim being the oldest out of the three of us, you must have had a lot of that.
No, never had it.
No, really. Oh, it's because you are the guy. Like people come up to you, yeah, Jim, like man, we should collab or something. You're like, yeah. Walk off.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim.
No, I think a lot of the time it's always been me searching for musicians, and
Musicians are quite scarce to find as well. I've figured out.
Especially good ones.
Yeah. Because you can get any drummer, but then if you get a drummer with, say, a driving license and who's on time and can stay in time, that's very rare. That's incredibly rare.
Yeah, I was about to say, what sort of fucking idiot would take up the drums where they've got the biggest amount of stuff out of everyone and not be able to drive?
I've never had a drummer in my band who can drive. We still don't.
I know. I used to have a drummer in one of my bands. Like I used to go and pick him up every week, take him to rehearsal, and like not once in like I think we were together for like 2.5 years. Not once did he go, "Yeah, do you want some petrol, mate?" You know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
You fucking bastard. Not yet. It wasn't you.
Yet.
Not yet. No. But yeah, drummers, they're weird characters, aren't they, Sean?
Oh well, apparently you call them cunts. Sorry.
I'll stop doing that though, because you get offended, don't you? You get.
I know. I'm gonna storm out.
Like,
I'm gonna start throwing things around.
I used to like back in the 90s. I used to use the word cunt as a term of endearment, and that's what like everybody in London used to do. That was metal or hardcore, you know, in the hardcore scene.
I think most people use it.
Boy, you cunt. And I think it's a dying thing. You know, I don't hear that many people calling each other
it's really big here in Morecambe.
Yeah, it's big everywhere, Jim. You just live out in the sticks, mate.
Yeah.
In old Thetford, it's very posh in Thetford. Yeah. Good morning, sir. You out walking your dog.
That's not true.
Good morning. Yes, yeah. You really must
never
shoot my grouse.
Yes. It's like the Moss side of Norfolk where I live.
To be fair, you didn't the house next to you get like raided for cannabis or something?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Only because I grassed them up.
Hey, you grassed them up. See what you did there? Oh, you so funny.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep. I mean, the smell was so strong from weed that I couldn't actually sleep because I
Doesn't
wanted
that
to
stuff like send you off to sleep?
No, I wanted to go around next door and have some. So I stopped smoking that when I was, I don't know, probably 20, 25. I stopped smoking.
You smoked so much you can't even remember.
And it just reminded me of it. It's like I need to have some.
Every place has like the local crackheads, and we in Morecambe, near my house, there's two guys just fighting with machetes, and I was like, okay, this is normal. Okay,
Fucking
cool.
hell.
Yeah,
See, I always
they've
thought-
both gone prison, but someone's put a sign on a roundabout saying "Free Ringo," because in the video he shouts, "You've got it now, boy!" So they put hashtag "You've got it now." It's like,
Oh,
why
I
have you
think
done
I-
that?
and see,
It was on the Sun and stuff. You might have heard about it.
yeah,
Must have.
yeah.
So I was going to say, like, I've been to Morecambe once, and there's it's a strange place. It's all like dilapidated, but like,
It's dead.
I
It's
did-
where people come to die. It's like a retirement place. I'm gonna get so many people being like, Morecambe is amazing. It's not. I grew up here. It's shit.
shite. But,
You know, there's nothing to do.
yeah,
It's like Norfolk then.
I was like, I can't really defend you on this one, Ray. I'm afraid. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was full of like winkle pickers, and this is it, like, you know, just little old
Yeah.
people that go out in their sea trawler and stuff. But no,
That's what I mean. They come here to die. That's it.
send them out to sea, off they go. But literally got off. I got off the train in Morecambe. I stayed in Morecambe for one night because I was going to the Isle of Man TT in 2016.
Yeah.
I went with a friend and we got off the train and we walked past a big supermarket near a roundabout. And as we were walking past the supermarket, there was this guy, like, just like really angry, just walking down the road.
What kind of supermarket was it?
It was a Morrison's, I think.
Gotta be a Morrison's.
Yeah,
Everything's
no,
Morrison's
it was
up
no,
there.
it was
is.
Morrison's. I know where you're on about. Yeah,
Oh.
was there like a Frankie and Benny's?
This.
Because there's a Frankie and
Sounds
Benny's
about right.
right outside the station.
Oh, okay. That'd be the one. But
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, so we're walking past the Morrison's and there's this guy just fuming, just angry. Like literally just mumbling stuff, like ready to have a fight with someone. Like I just totally blanked the dude. But my friend is so happy that, you know, we're finally here, we're gonna go to the hotel and get drunk and great, fucking brilliant. He sees this guy and he's like, it's like, oh, well, what's he up to then, sort of thing. Being quite sweet and innocent,
Nah.
my friend.
You don't make eye contact.
No, but he
Rule
did.
number one.
Yeah, and he was sort of like, oh, what's this guy doing? And he's going, oh, you fucking want something, mate? And my mate's going, yeah, oh yeah, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like just kind of joking with him. And I was still there, like, how this guy didn't like just punch his lights out, I don't know. But he got like right in his face, like ready to hit him, and he just stormed off. But my mate was just like, oh well, like.
I was gonna say
day.
the only time I've ever been to Morecambe, I got given some acid, and I ended up hanging around a train station just trying to fight everyone.
This is in 2016. A sunny afternoon in Morecambe, you know, it probably was you, Jim. Little did I know it.
Might have
I'd
been.
met you.
I would have had
I can
my
imagine
shirt
it.
off. I'd have been topless, and probably, you know, might have had like a shopping bag hanging out of my pocket, which I kept my Golden Virginia dry with. But you know, it might have been you. Might have been you.
We weren't me.
Isle of Man TT.
I didn't engage with a miscreant, but yeah, my friend did. But yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
You went to just to watch the Isle of Man TT, or you were in it?
No, I went to watch it. Yeah, no, I wish I was in it. But yeah, I went there for race week in 2016. So, but you can get the ferry.
Is that
from...
Morecambe you went to?
So we stayed in
Did
Morecambe for
they-
the night, and then got the taxi down to Heysham in the morning. Then got the...
Right, you can't say Heysham because you'll get bullied. Right, it's
Oh, really?
Heysham.
Heysham.
It's a really big thing. So many like people southern from us call it Heysham, and they get terrored. They get
really?
absolutely bullied.
Okay.
Is it-
Yeah,
is it-
you'll get bullied.
So once again,
H
it's
A I S H A M.
H-E-Y
A-Y.
S-H-A-M, Heysham. So yeah, it's Heysham.
Heysham.
yeah.
Heysham.
You know what? I've seen so many fights come out from that. They're like, oh, go on Heysham, just whack. It's like, don't call it that. That's
Oh, really?
dirty behaviour.
Okay. Well, next time I go,
It's
then
like-
I'll make sure I get a taxi to Heysham. Heysham.
Yeah. So,
Excuse me, sir. Can I get a taxi to
so
Heysham?
you would have gone to the ports then, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where you're on about. There's the driving test centre right near there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
dangerous
I've got
place for a
my,
test
I've
centre,
got
is it?
my, yeah, I've got my test there in like a week.
Oh, have you?
The only
Oh,
reason I know.
well, best of luck. Whatever
Someone
you
in
do,
the
you know.
band needs to drive. No one else does.
Well, the fucking drummer ain't, is he? So. You know.
But like your first test or retest? Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
December got
good luck
COVID.
with that.
Oh no. Shit.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh
And
man.
now if I don't pass the backlogs till October.
Oh no way. Fucking hell.
Yeah. So
Shit. Yeah, I need to book
pressure.
mine. I wanted to book mine this year, but and last I looked, I could get like a week-long course in July, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I haven't got around to doing it. I haven't got the funds at the minute.
It's expensive.
Yeah, crazy expensive, crazy expensive. But best
And
of
you
luck
get a
for a
lot
week's
of
time.
other
Best of luck.
fucking. That's the trouble with being in a band. You have a lot of funds to pay out for.
Tell me about it.
Well, we got a band kitty that see, everyone in my band smokes bar me, and it used to proper piss me off how they'd take their bit and then they'd get whatever with it, and they'd have no money to travel to the next gig. So I kind of put my mum hat on, and I made a rule where any money we make from the band goes in this separate place, and you can't have it unless it's for fixing an instrument or for travel, and that's it. And I was
Right.
like, they hate it because we'll get paid, and they're like, I need it to go out drinking with my mates. I'm like, well, that sucks. It sucks for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Get a job.
Tough. Exactly. No, I mean you've got to
Yeah.
like, I've been in so many bands in the past where it's yeah, you just kind of take money and you spend money and money comes in, money goes out, blah blah blah. But like I think the band I was in before Hedra, we kind of made a conscious effort to have like have a kitty, and what we made out of gigs, if we was selling merch, selling CDs, whatever, the money went straight in the box, and we only ever used the money that was in the box if we was buying new merch, or I mean even like instruments, like if a drum head broke, it was up to me to pay for it. If my cymbals broke, it was up to me to pay for it. Guitar strings went, it was up to whoever to pay for it. Like we wouldn't take money out of the band to do that because yeah, it should be an investment, and I think that's really cool. Like you're doing that, and we're certainly in the process of like having a bit more of that with us, and kind of looking at things of how we can
Well, it's
maintain money.
expensive to be in a band and to try and get anywhere. We just paid the guy who does all my tattoos. We just paid him 300 quid to do 3 different designs for us,
Cool.
for shirts and album covers and stuff. It's expensive, but
Oh yeah, crazy expensive.
it's better than just a Google image. So
this is true.
Yeah, but you don't mind paying another artist, do you?
yeah, exactly. And the guy I trust this artist. He's called Jack Owens, and he's mental. He's such a good artist. I like trust him with my life.
Yeah.
So, we paid him, and he didn't do like one design for each thing. He sent me multiple versions of each design, different
Awesome.
color palettes, different things added on. So he's like proper taking his time with it. And I'd rather pay like a small business owner than a big corporate.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I use like with a lot of things like that, I go to Fiverr, the website.
Yeah.
They're really, really good. You find some really cool like freelance people on there, and I know like with we've got like an EP that we're working on, which hopefully we'll be able to wrap up relatively soon. But I sort of put my hand up to do the artwork for that, and my plan is to kind of come up with some concepts and like kind of come up with something that's okay, and then hand it over to say like someone that like one of these freelance guys, and say, okay, this is the idea, make it look like a thing. So yeah, it's definitely cool.
Generally, I use Gaz Jackson, but I've kind of handed it over to Sean to say, right, you find something this time, because I found loads before. But I recommend as well for like t-shirt designs, sulfuric art, which is it's another kind of illustrator of like ink, just ink design, just standard ink designs. So check that out, sulfuric art. I think they'd be good for kind of like your punky sort of sound. Although you're kind of classed as like pop punk in a way, aren't you?
Pop punk, yeah. So we're trying to go more pop rock because of the whole pop punk genre, being a bit iffy with. No, it's more lead singers dating underage girls, and we don't want to be a part of that. So we're trying to.
I didn't know about this.
Get away from that.
Almost every big band. There's so many of them. Yeah. So I'm on a college course full of lads as well, and they always say they're like, "Oh, raising a pop punk band, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, fuck off! Shut up! I can't deal with it." So we're changing the sound a little bit, but we're kind of staying. We're staying with the energetic shows we do because that's like the main thing people come to see. You know, we might have a shit gig vocally or instrumentally, but the vibe is there, and that's what like most people like.
I think I'm listening to your stuff. I think you kind of had a feeder vibe to it. Do you know feeder at all?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of had a little bit of a happy vibe to it, more than a punk.
Yeah, well,
more than the punk.
Those songs I wrote those songs when I was 15, and when I was 16. I'm 19, turning 20 now. So when I'm singing those songs, there's only one that I really like, and it's called Electric Blue, and it's our slow one. But all the others, the lyrics are bad. The lyrics are so bad, but people like them, so I can't scrap the songs. But yeah, so when I'm sending when I'm sending promo to like labels, it's embarrassing being like, I don't actually sound like this anymore. We don't actually do stuff like this anymore, you know.
Yeah,
but it's only demos we have, so.
I mean, we're the same because you move forward so quickly, don't you, with things? And particularly, I remember when I was like 15, how much I changed between 15 and 20 was massive. And then when I got to like 25, I knew what sort of stuff I liked and what I was going to stick with. And it's been pretty much the same from 25 to 45.
Onwards. Yeah.
Since then, and a lot of people are like that in the same way as I am, in that they want to hang on to that kind of classic rock thing, and they don't want to move forward with new bands, and everything's really complicated as far as new bands are concerned now because no one's putting any fucking money into them. So how do you think about how do you feel about that, the changes of the industry, and like how that will affect your future?
So I've noticed a lot of advertisements to do these really big shows, but it's pay to play, which I think fucking sucks. Because if it's us, a small band, for example, we were going to put money towards it because I think it was at MEN Arena or something like that. So like a big venue, we could only put so much forward, and then there's another band who were putting something like 1,500 for it, and I was like, we can't match that. That's shit. Yeah. They might not be better than us. They just have more money, and that's the case with a lot of it. It really winds me up because if you've got the money, then it's easier to make it faster. Or if you've got the contacts, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
So I've noticed a lot more pay to play stuff coming, and I really think that should just be shut down straight away because it's just ruining small artists and local music.
Yeah, there is a lot more of the kind of fuck everybody else. I'm just going to think of me and pay to play, like you say, and I will never do that. I will always say no to pay to play, and I think everybody else should as well.
Yeah.
Because like you say, it is damaging the younger bands, and they kind of think, fuck, where is my future if I have to pay money into it every time?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think like that just that stinks, man. Like but then I suppose in the same breath, like I hate that, like when promoters turn around and say we're not paying you for this gig, like it's promotion for you guys to go out and play gigs. It's like no, like.
I hate when they say it's exposure. It's like, oh great, I can buy food with exposure. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, that's it. Especially like the days of like social media as well. Like, you could put something on Instagram and all of a sudden like your band gets 50 likes. All this shit, and like likes are so important all of a sudden. That's a whole other thing.
Yes.
That's a whole other thing. Takman, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Popped up on the Twitch chat saying, "Are you guys from Yorkshire?" I'm not from Yorkshire.
No, nor me.
No,
we're Lancashire.
You're Lancs. Jim, you're Norfolk born and bred, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm from Buckinghamshire. So, here, pip. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, my friend. Kind of picked the one that we're not from. 3 different ones there. Check that out. But yeah. What's kind of Lancashire? I was close. There you go. Hey, close. Okay, you get a B. You get a B. But nothing higher.
B.
So Ray, what do you think of like the social media stuff now? Like, it seems like music is just the social media thing just goes hand in hand. Like, I'm hearing more and more about like TikTok and how TikTok is great for musicians and all this shit. Like do you see it as like a necessary
I've seen
evil?
a lot of people blow up from TikTok, and it's crazy because my TikTok's like crackhead central. It's just shit. But other people, I've seen a lot of bands get really big from it. It's like the girl who sings "Driver's License." Have you heard that song? She performed it at the Brits, but she put that out on TikTok, and everyone loved it so much that she then got to play at the Brits.
Really?
So it's definitely social media
What?
is really good in some ways, but it's also very toxic because it's hurtful to see as a band being together for a certain amount of years. When a new band comes along and they shoot up so fast, it hurts, and it can be very damaging. There's been times where it's like if I post a photo on the band account, I've never done it, but if I was to post a photo on the band account in, say, a pool or a bikini, it'd get hundreds more likes than me promoting the behind the scenes of a recording session or something like that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Sadly.
Yeah, we get more likes for I get more likes for posting my fucking dinner than I do for my music.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I still can't get that.
Well,
and the thing is as well, I do it as well when people send me like an invitation on Facebook to like their page. I'm like, no, I don't want to. But then being on the other side, trying to get those followers and likes, I see how like hard it can be. Because everyone gets that. You get like a follow request or something, and you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. You can't be arsed with it. But then when you're trying to do it yourself, you feel kind of guilty.
No, for sure. Like, I mean, me and Jim have had like some really good chats about social media because, Jim certainly like kind of, influenced my thoughts because I fucking hate it. Like, I'll say it right here, right now.
I fucking hate it as well.
Hate it. I had a massive.
But we are social media right now, so there's always
exactly
that I love.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I had like a massive falling out, I suppose, over the Black Lives Matter thing. Where so I'm gonna have a bit of a rant, and I apologise. I hope I don't offend anyone, and people understand where I'm coming from on this. Good idea, but you might want to do the same, Ray. Honestly, guys, take a break. But no, like I found like the whole posting a like just a plain like blank picture, like all over social media. I just found it like really derogatory almost. And how it kind of became like if you don't do it, like you're inciting racism, and it kind of.
Do you know what it is as well? They would hashtag it.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter, and all these photos would get on top of the actual videos of the riots and the activism, which completely took the message the wrong way. I totally get you in that one.
Yeah, for sure. And like, and for people that are like out there kind of doing their thing, and then you kind of get swamped and kind of brushed aside by this whole you have to put up this blank thing, and people who are inherent racism, like inherent racists, like are just putting this blank picture up, and it's like, yeah, I'm not a racist anymore. And it's like you're genuinely like you're no, like this is the issue. Like making a small gesture like this doesn't change anything. So like this was a time when like, I was doing a lot of Twitch, like I was spending a lot of time like putting myself out there and doing a lot of social media stuff. I thought it was just so bullshit, like, and I genuinely like stepped away from all social media, and I put like a really big thing out saying that I really hate this. I feel like it's a step backwards. Like what I done is I took the time to like I spent like an afternoon just reading up on like the Black history of America and how like how Black people first were brought over from Africa into America as slave workers and stuff, and actually understood kind of what what the issue is, like, and how these people have been oppressed for fucking hundreds of years. Like, do something constructive. This is what people should be doing, is educate yourself. Don't just go around putting pictures up on social media and putting fucking hashtags saying I'm not a racist, because that is the problem. That is a fucking problem. These people that just like self-entitled to this shit, like, okay, rant over. Jim.
Well, I missed most of that, but yeah. And it's a bit like, the whole kind of I suppose the whole world and how it's perceived is a
Yeah.
really strange thing from, like, say, America to Russia. The cultural behaviors completely weird. I find it
Yeah.
interesting how different those countries are, but you only see it on social media. You know,
Yeah.
we can't just kind of, well, we can, but we, generally don't go and fly over to America. We generally don't go and fly over to Russia on a frequent basis. But we can always look on social media and see all these different opinions of, I suppose, how people have been brought up, and generally, not being horrible, but generally, because I do have American heritage, generally the Americans are the most deluded people I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I struggle with Americans. I can.
Just
But
like
my
I
mother's
argue with
American.
them. Yeah.
I argue with my mother as well. But
I totally get what you mean. It's like a lot of people don't think racism is here in England. Like a lot do, but I've had two instances that really stick out to me. When I was younger, I was in year 5, I was in primary school, and we had to wash our hands before doing computer work. And we had a substitute teacher, and we had one black kid in my class, and everyone went to do it, go wash their hands. And then he said to the black kid he wasn't allowed to go in the toilets the same time as everyone else because he'd never fit in.
What?
Everyone told their parents, obviously, and the guy
Yeah.
got fired. But that's
Fucking
the
hell.
first instance. And when I say 16, I was on the bus with my friend who happens to be black, and these bunch of chavs just started shouting, "Get out! Go back to your own country!" to her. I can't hold my tongue, so I was ready to have a fist fight with them. And she was like, "No, it happens all the time, blah blah blah." And as we got off the bus, they opened the windows and threw water at her and called her a monkey and made monkey noises. And I was ready to go kick absolute shit out of them.
Yeah.
I'd never
Too
been
right,
so
man.
angry. And she was holding me back, saying,
That's
"No, it's
crazy.
fine. I'm
That's just
used to
crazy.
it." And I was like, "You shouldn't be used
No,
to
you
it. That's the
shouldn't
thing.
be.
So
No.
many people let it slide."
Exactly.
Like, I get so angry when anyone's racist, sexist, homophobic. I have this level of anger I just can't control. I get so I can snap so fast with it because, to me, I grew up on a street with lesbian neighbours, people of colour,
Yeah.
people of all genders, shapes, sizes. So it's always been normal to me. And I understand some people had different upbringings, but to me, I still don't think it's right to go out and do this to people. So I'm very quick to snap them, but it's still very big. And it was
Yeah, I
in
think so.
public as well. Like, people on the bus was just watching and letting it happen. And
Yeah.
that's what made me more angry. I was like, as a white person watching this, you should feel
Yeah, you should be
infuriated
saying,
like I'm
you should
feeling.
be standing up and saying something because it's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's
Bus
like
driver did
okay.
nothing, didn't kick him off. They just carried on.
No,
It's
crazy.
shit. It's...
Fucking crazy. Some cool people like popping up in the chat with some stuff. Captain Brian, thank you for popping in. The few who ruin it for the many, couldn't agree more. And
Yeah.
Taquin, I'm getting around. I think I'm pronouncing it a bit better now. In saying about how the Black Lives Matter thing should really be kind of all lives matter, and which I do agree with. But I think right now Black Lives do matter because they're the poor motherfuckers that have been oppressed for so many years and finally are able to kind of stand
Personally,
up.
I wouldn't agree with the all lives matter because to me, it's like if one house is on fire, you won't say, "Why aren't you watering all the other houses? All those houses matter."
True. Yeah. No,
You know.
exactly.
I think there's some confusion over that because, in a way, they're right. In a way, they're right.
I know all lives matter, but I mean,
everyone's life matters in exactly the same way, and everyone should be treated equally. And in that's kind of that's a positive thing, isn't it? Everyone should be the same.
Yeah.
So all lives matter. But I think that's where the confusion is, where people aren't understanding
like,
that the focus is on the people that have been having it in a shit way for what,
hundreds of years, hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in my area who have been rocking around in like white lives matter shirts, and I want to fight them. I'm like, don't do that. It's like the people who complain about gay pride saying, why isn't there a straight pride? You've never been shot, murdered, or kicked out for being straight,
Yeah. No,
I'm totally for all of those things, like
Yeah.
the gay pride thing. Brilliant that they're on the street.
Yeah.
They're celebrating who they are.
And it's a fun party as well. Everyone's invited.
On the other side of the coin, should it even be there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It should be a thing.
But
it should be normal, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It should just be a celebration day of everyone. But
Yeah.
they do these things because they have to show, we're here as well.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that as you say, it has to be made a point of, isn't it? It's pretty sad.
Yeah, that's the sad part of it. It needs to be pointed out.
Yeah.
I look forward to the day where it isn't there. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, when it becomes as you say, just a normal part of society, and people can be gay, people can be transsexual, people can be whoever they want, and and it's not like, ooh, look at that, which is, as I say, it's just sad. It's real fucking sad. Taquin, again, that's a cool looking guitar. Do you play a lot? We talking about the flame guitar, Taquin, or can you see another guitar?
This one?
Yeah, that bad boy is next to Eddie.
This one. This was painted by my best friend painted this for me, and it's got like skulls on the back of it. It's pretty cool. But he's sadly no longer with us. He died in a car crash. So.
Oh, can you tell us a bit? Is this to do with Are You With Me, Jim?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote a song about 10 years ago called "Are You With Me," because we'd had a chat on the last day that we were together, I suppose. We had a chat about what would happen after you die, and that song is kind of about that. And a week later, he'd had a car crash.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah. So he painted that, and that's my pride and joy, and it's the most invaluable, most valuable thing I own, really, because it's probably worth about 200 quid, really, if you would go to cash converters. But to me, it's priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So there you go.
Same with my shitty £40 guitar, but yeah, it's probably not worth the wood it's made out of, frankly. Cool. Ray, we're sort of getting to that time where we start to wrap the show up.
Well, that's gone quickly, hasn't it? We've done some.
We've had a
cool
proper chat
topics.
tonight. Like, it's been nice. We haven't just been talking about certain people doing things on stage where they do stuff.
Shit themselves.
Jim. Hey, Jim said it. See.
Have you ever shat yourself on stage, Ray? No,
not on stage. But my first solo gig, I threw up on stage. If that counts.
Punk.
It was my first ever it was without the band. I did a solo project, and I was in the middle of a guitar song, about to sing. I just swallowed it and carried on.
Whoa.
And it was mortifying, but yeah.
Did you do that whole like Michael McIntyre thing? I was like, I was sick in my face.
Yeah, everyone came up to me and was like, "You're so good," and I was like, "I've just been sick."
Exactly. Yeah, I just drank my own sick. It hurts your throat
when you do that as well, doesn't it? Because like it burns.
Yeah, it burns. Yeah.
Probably like gone up an octave just to
fry the vocal cords. Yeah. Okay. I haven't done that. Boy, I don't know. Right. I can't actually think of like the worst thing I've done on stage. I've been really drunk before and like just stopped the show and grabbed a hold of a microphone and be like, "Hey, you motherfuckers!" That whole shit. Like genuinely, like full on, like Phil. You remember Phil Anselmo at Download 2004, playing with Down, and he just stopped the show. Like everything, it was like,
oh yeah,
pointed at the crowd. I was like, "I'm sick of you motherfuckers staring at me." And it was like whoa. Like I kind of done that when I was super drunk at a gig.
I'm a victim to that as well.
I feel better now. So, Taquin, do you sing harsh vocals or cleans? Are we asking Ray or Jim on that one, Taquin?
I do both.
It's clean, but then in Karen, I'm shouting, like anger shouting, and at the end of our set, I scream like whatever's left of my voice. I'm just like, "Wait, Rich Kid ProblemsI, get there!" And then I go home and my voice is gone. It's non-existent.
Sound like you smoked 50 Bensons. And Taquin, I can't sing, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm a drummer. I definitely can't sing.
I bet you can. You can. I've heard you singing, actually.
Well, yeah, I was shouting the other weekend.
You're not bad, actually.
Oh, Jim, you stop it. Sorry, I was wrapping the show up, wasn't I? Sorry, Ray. So where can we like hear Rich Kids Problems? Where like have you got stuff on YouTube? Like, what are the social media accounts, and where, more importantly, can people buy your merch?
So you can find Rich Kid Problems at RKP UK or RKP Band UK on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube. Trying to think if there's something else. We've got a lot of events on our events page on Facebook. You can buy tickets through that, or you can just turn up because there's normally a few tickets left, or we normally squeeze people in. You can hear our music on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, every streaming platform really. We don't just do music. It's mainly music, but we do skits sometimes on like YouTube, and you can follow us there. But yeah, if you want to come to a show, just be prepared to mosh out. Maybe get a broken nose. You never know. It's fun and it's enjoyable.
Have you ever played Norwich?
No, but I know this is probably. I'm awful at geography, so it's probably nowhere near there. But we've just got a gig in Brighton.
No, it's nowhere near.
Which is so far. It's like an 8-10 hour drive from us.
With the arse of the country, you know, like
yeah.
You've got the legs being Cornwall, we're the fucking fat arse at the other end.
Yeah. But we just got a gig in Brighton, which will be pretty fun. So
yeah,
music scene's insane down there. So good.
Yeah. Like I think it's Green Door Store that's a particularly good one.
Awesome. Do you are we able to purchase merch online, Ray, or is that just at the show?
Yeah, you can purchase. It's at the show mainly, but you can purchase stuff through our social medias. If you message us your sizes, we can give you the price. Shirts are only £10, £1 for 3 stickers, I think, 50p for a badge. It's good prices, to be fair.
Excellent.
But we're coming out with better merch. So, you know.
Yeah, it's just reminded me. I had a guy a while back now said like, you guys never do anything for like the plus size type people.
Oh yeah, no, we've got sizes XX small to XXX large. You know, we're any size.
Look at
this
that.
Is
oh, that's cool.
5XL, I think. Yeah, 5XL.
5XL.
Never gonna sell it.
You never know.
You know, if you want it as a
if there's anyone out there that wants 5XL,
or something,
do you a deal.
If you want it as a night dress, you can have it.
Oh, might take you up on that, Jim.
Not you, Sean. No.
Oh, I still want one of them funky hats though. So.
Oh yeah, I got your hat.
Oh, you got me a hat. Oh wow. Twitch exclusive. Sean gets a hat to cover up his receding hairline. Thanks, Ray.
There you go.
Hey. Oh,
if I can leave you with something, it'll be an insecurity.
Thanks, mate.
I hope we get together at some point.
Yeah, Jim, pull your finger out. Get some Beast Angler shows going, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, anyone watching, thanks for popping up in the chat today. Don't be afraid to hit that follow button. Come check out some future shows. So, Taquin, you had a question for Jim. Jim, could you handle that in the chat, please, my friend, while we just wrap the show up?
Yeah.
So Taquin, Jim's going to answer your question for you, my friend. But Ray, the moment of truth. The end to end all ends. I hope you're prepared. You ready?
Yeah.
Strap yourself in.
Yeah.
We're good to go. Okay. So now we're going to play the Hedra, the answers no one wants to hear, which is a would you rather question. So what I need you to do for me, Ray, is pick a number between 1 and 30, please.
14.
14. Oh, have we had 14 before? We haven't had 14 before. 14
I don't think we did.
14 was our very first contributed question, actually, to the Hedra, the answers no one wants to hear, from the band. I can't remember what they're called now, Jim. Who was that?
What?
Who was
What?
that? Who was that lovely young lad that we had on for the show? He was a charming young man.
We've had loads of charming young men on.
Yeah, but you remember that one? You know the one I'm on about.
No idea.
Oh, well, fucking that pissed on my chips. Okay, number 14. Would you rather be the third member of Jedward, or be forced to attend a lifetime's worth of Five Finger Death Punch shows?
Third member of Jedward, definitely. Have you seen them popping off on social media?
Yeah.
Oh no, but they don't have a brain, Ray.
I'll join that. Oh no. They're so funny. I follow them on TikTok. They proper make me laugh. They're doing a thing on social media. If you message them on Instagram, they send you a voice recording back. So people have been messaging, being like, "You spot on me at a show," and they're like, "Sorry, but we're just Jedward and we're amazing. God loves you." It's cracking. It's so good. I'd love to be a part of Jedward. I'd love it.
But like, Ray, it would make your life hurt having to part with them two.
Nah, I've dealt with worse musicians.
You're talking to us,
I'll
so
be
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Nothing to be said for the lifetime, Five Finger Death Punch
Lifetime
shows?
of
I mean, no one wants that, do they?
I don't really listen to them, so I feel like if I make a comment, it's kind of disingenuous. I've never really listened to them. I've seen a lot of people with the logo on the cars, and I'm like, okay.
Okay.
It's a bit of a shit logo, but okay.
If they've got loads of logos on their cars in Morecambe, that can't be a good thing, mate.
What's your favourite bands then? I never got to ask this. I was going to ask you this earlier. What's your favourite bands?
I absolutely love Blondie. Debbie Harry is smoking hot. She is lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Blondie. I grew up with one parent who loved rock, like Queen, U2, all that kind of stuff. And then I had my mum who loved country music. So yeah,
that.
you know what? I've got a good appreciation for it. But yeah, Blondie. Not many people put Queen in their favourite bands, but they're so good.
They're so good.
There's what other bands do I really like? I've got into Royal Blood a lot lately with their newest album. They slap, but can't really think.
Blondie's quite a fucking old one to like use.
Debbie Harry is so hot. She is so cool.
She's fucking smacked up as well, didn't she?
She used to be a Playboy bunny before she was a part of Blondie. Like that is badass. That's so cool. I really like Ozzy Osbourne. I've had tickets to see him since 2018, and he's rescheduled 4 times.
I know. I don't think he'll make it.
Yeah, it's Judas Priest and Ozzy. He better. I paid 250 quid for that one ticket. If he don't make it, I'll kick off. I'm a student. I don't have that money to throw away.
I know. You should go to Bloodstock. It's much better than just one-off shows like that.
Yeah. I've never been to a festival, so I need to start.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
I've played them, but I've never been to one.
I always said I'd never go to one until I play a big one. That was always my thing, but I think I'm getting old, as we can see. Thanks, Ray.
I've got all my hair.
Yeah, I got all my hair.
And that's because I go to festivals.
I go to festivals with all my hair and shake it around in people's face. Look at all my hair. My name's Jim. Sorry. You can see this has cut me deep. This really cut me deep.
The anger.
It's cut me deep.
Yeah, he hates not having any hair, don't you, Sean?
It's cut me harder than my last trip to the barbers, which, as you can see, was a very fucking long time ago.
Cost about a quid.
So, how can people not like Queen? How can people not like Queen?
I don't know.
I know, they're just...
What's wrong with you people?
So good.
So good.
So
okay, what's your favourite Queen song?
It's off the Highlander film.
Yeah, Who Wants to Live Forever?
Who Wants to Live Forever?
Yeah.
Brian May sings the most of it, but
he does.
I want it at like my wedding and everything. I want it. I love it. It makes my lungs swell up and I get goosebumps. Oh, it's amazing.
One of them. Okay.
Such a good.
I'd like it at my funeral rather than my wedding.
I just love it. I love The Show Must Go On.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because you can hear the sadness because he knows he's dying. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's such a good song.
Okay. Hopefully we've converted you to Queen. You need to try it, my friend. Go listen to some Queen.
But he's not having it.
Yeah, I know. I think it's because you've upset him by not answering his question, Jim.
All right.
I hope it's him. Sorry.
I did.
Sorry.
Didn't I?
Asking about your technique on harsh vocals.
Yeah, I said throat.
Throat technique.
Yeah. Well, there's two techniques. There's lungs, throat.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your chest in your head voice.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Okay. Once again, not being a vocalist, I wouldn't know these things. So thank you for enlightening me, guys. Cool, guys. Thank you so much. Anyone who's on Twitch, don't be afraid to hit that follow button. And people on YouTube, thank you for watching. Pop up in the comments, tell us about the show. Ray, thank you so much. Huge props to Rich Kid Problems. Hopefully we'll chat again soon. We'll see you out at gigs. Quickly on that note, what gigs have you got lined up? What dates? Where can we see you? Sorry, put you on the spot
2nd of July, the More Music Hot House. We're giving back to a charity which formed our band, helped fund our travelling for years. So all the proceeds are going to that charity. And they're the only local music charity for people my age. They're amazing. July 16th, we've got the Jubilee House in Morecambe. July 28th, I want to say, is Brighton. 13th of August, The Exchange. 14th of August, King's Arm. 15th of August, the Platform in Morecambe. It's going.
Mate,
I don't remember the rest.
So much better than mine. So
yeah.
I think we have a gig sometime.
I never realised it was the vocalist's job to remember the gig dates until Sean said last week. It's like,
yeah.
What gigs we got?
Fucking hell. Fucking hell. See what I have to work with.
Look at the Facebook page. Look at the Facebook page. It's all on there under events.
Yeah.
This is what I say.
There you go. Social media
If
is.
you can't be asked to look, then.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how to lose fans. Thanks, Jim. Can't be asked to look, then fuck off. Nice one. And on that bombshell, once again, Ray, thank you for getting up your Sunday, come and hang with us, pair of idiots. So thank you so much. Wish you guys all the best of luck in the future. And once again, best of luck with next week in your driving test.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be fine. It's okay. Just don't drive into the port. It's all good.
Gonna run over some cyclists. 10 points per cyclist.
Exactly. You'll be doing Morecambe a favour. You might actually get a job with the council. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, thanks guys, and we'll see you next week. I believe next week. Au revoir.
Yeah, that's the last one next week.